I'm going to do a little bit more of side bends here. So let's go ahead. I'm going to get you started on your back. Yeah, I'll throw in a little bit of core since it's getting close to spring, right? So if you have a blanket nearby, feel free to have a blanket. It's always useful to have, if you have a strap, that's also a great thing to have nearby too. A kitchen towel, I'm realizing, also works just as well. So, so feel free to come all the way onto your backs. And then just maybe bend your knees here first and just move your hips a little bit side to side. Yeah, releasing through the hips, releasing through the low back. My dog only gets this happy when there's Zoom yoga on. He's very aware that there are people inside my computer. So I don't know if today he'll bring out his chew toys to show you all, but he might. So stay tuned. So as you're here, continue to keep your eyes closed here. So just maybe moving little bits here and there, maybe moving your head a little bit more side to side, releasing the neck, your shoulders. And then now as you come right back center, flip your palms up, and I'm going to have you go into a little bit of the pancake movement before coming into your first breath work. So with your palms flipped, you'll flip your right palm down as you turn your head towards the left. Inhale, come back center, flip your palm up, and then flip your left palm down as you look over towards the right. And then come right back center, and then just continue. So it's a nice and easy little movement here. And if there's any sense of tension in one side, feel free to go in, stay in that position, and see if you can kind of breathe into that space to release tension. And after you feel fairly complete on both sides, slowly come back center, one hand on heart center, one hand on belly. And this first few, just continue with your normal breathing. And just sit back and observe your breath. Are you holding tension on one side? Are you holding tension on the inhales or the exhales? Are you forcing your exhales out? Are you holding your inhales? So not manipulating anything, just observing. And now start to focus a little bit more into this belly breathing. Yeah, so you can bring both hands onto the belly. And then as you inhale, just really have that nice and puffy. And then as you exhale, gently release here. Inhale as you open and expand into the belly. Just make sure that you're not pulling up towards the ribs, up towards the chest. And then exhale. So you're letting in this little bit of ease, letting it be. I know I mentioned it last week that there's a tendency to kind of hold a lot of tension into the belly, especially taking pictures or anything. There's always that sense of suck it in, hold it in. That does affect your breathing after a while. So just having it be, having it expand and release. And then maybe bringing this sense of ease of breath into the rest of the hour, into all these different postures. And then slowly just continue with this breathing. Arms are up by your side. Inhale, lift your arms up. And then as you exhale, lower your arms. Gently stretching out into the back and continue here. If your shoulders are feeling stuck in any way, just reach it up towards the ceiling. And now adding on from here. So as you exhale, you'll press your low back down to the floor. Just make sure that the glutes aren't tightening up. And then inhale, bring your low back into a neutral position. Exhale, press your low back down to the floor. Inhale, bring it back into a neutral position. So again, releasing the low back. And now adding on with the arms. So as you inhale, bring your low back into a neutral position as your arms lift. As you exhale, lower your arms, press your low back down onto the floor. And you can continue here. Inhale. And then exhale. Press low back. Again, finding this nice, easy movement. Okay, and then this next time, as your arms come all the way right back down, let's bring your right knee in towards your chest and just kind of hug them in and start to make circular motions. And you can kind of go side to side if you want. Any sort of motion that feels better to you here. And then when you're ready, coming right back center, inhale, extend your right foot towards the ceiling. Exhale, rebend. Inhale, reaching right back up. Exhale, rebend. Hold your right leg up towards the ceiling. You can interlace your hands behind your thighs or take hold of the strap and place it across the arch of your right foot. Whatever that feels the best to you. Whatever that doesn't get into the shoulders here. Yeah. And you can always flex pointed toes, circle your ankles. It's oftentimes nice to kind of just start to release and stretch out into the sole of your foot. Bring your right ankle right above your left knee. Bring your arms out to the side, and you could just start to move side to side here. Small movements first, and then gradually feel free to make this movement bigger and bigger. And then slowly, when you're ready, bring your right foot towards the left and just hold it into this nice little twist here, a little bit more through the low back. And then slowly, when you're ready, move over to the other direction and then pause right here. Yeah, you can again place something to cradle your right knee. This can get pretty deep. This should start to kind of open up, maybe a little bit into the psoas even. Hip flexors, outer hip. Okay. And then slowly as you come right back center, now to the left, you're gonna pull your left knee towards your chest and just start to circle, or any sort of movement. Maybe it's a side to side motion, maybe it's a forward and back motion. And this next time, inhale, extend your foot up towards the ceiling, exhale, rebend, inhale, reach, exhale. So again, that little first kind of almost like pulsating movement will help to gradually release your hamstrings. And whenever you're ready, feel free to just hold your left foot up towards the ceiling. You can flex point your toes, hold the kitchen towel, interlace your hands. And as usual, don't worry about extending your leg all the way up. A slight bend is fine. Yeah, it kind of depends on how tight your hamstrings are on this side. And when you're ready, you're going to bring your left ankle right above your right knee and just start to move a little bit side to side. Gradually making this movement bigger and bigger. And then when you're ready, first just come into more of a classic twist, bringing the left foot towards the floor. Your knee can pull towards you or away from you. So it's kind of depends on whatever sensation intensity that you're looking for on your left outer hip. And then when you're ready to go over to the other direction, feel free to tap your left knee towards the left and pause. Okay, and then slowly as you come right back center, okay, one more with the hamstrings, and then we'll start to get into the inner thighs. So you'll pull both knees in towards your chest, both feet and arms up towards the ceiling. Exhale, rebend. Inhale, reach it up. And if one side feels very much tighter than the other, don't worry, that's very common. And this next time, when both feet up towards the air. Now from here, bring both feet out, and then exhale, close, both feet out, exhale, close. Yeah. So don't worry too much about opening the legs all the way out wide, just a little bit. Because we'll be getting a little bit deeper into the inner thigh as well today. Okay, and then if you want, you can hold your feet out, just move a little bit side to side. I'll give you two options here. One, or three. One, you can stay right here with your hands behind your thighs. Two, you can have a strap across the arches of your feet. Three, you could just come into more of a classic happy baby. But with happy baby, try to lower your hips towards the floor so your little back has a chance to relax. Yeah, so all of those variations, definitely keep your hips down on the floor. Keep your sacrum down onto the floor. Maybe little movements. Maybe it's one at a time with the happy baby. Yeah. So just continue to breathe. Continue to explore whatever options here, whatever opening that feels good to you currently. And then I'm going to do the same thing I did last week of just kind of moving a little bit side to side. So it's like a little side to side roll. Kit is starting to do very awkwardly. So from here, bend your knees and then hands behind your thighs as you exhale. Sorry, Mochi. You're going to bring your right leg down, left knee follows, come into your side. And then this time your left leg lifts, right knee follows, and then exhale, slowly come onto your left side. Inhale, right back center, both knees open, and then exhale side to side. Yeah, it's kind of, you've all probably seen babies kind of start to do this, right? They kind of lead with the leg here and then start to roll. But don't worry, I won't make you do tummy time. And Mochi will also join you in doing this, I think. And then slowly, as you come right back center, you can either roll up or come onto one side and then come right back up. You can draw the soles of your feet together, knees apart. Inhale, lengthen, and then exhale, lean forward and just move a little bit side to side. If this is a little too intense right now, feel free to draw your toes further away from you and just move side to side, and that'll kind of lessen the intensity. All right. And then slowly you will roll up and coming into Janu Shirshasana here first, the knee to nose pose. If your low back is still feeling a little stiff, don't be afraid to grab hold of a blanket or even a pillow and kind of sit on it to give you just a tiny bit more height. So flex your right foot or point your toes, whatever the option that feels the best to you currently. Bring your left leg in. Inhale, you're going to reach your arms up. You're just going to kind of flow back and forth here. So as you exhale, side bend. Inhale, you're just going to lift, but just keep your fingertips down. Exhale, side bend. Inhale, lift. If this is a little too much in your shoulders, you can, as usual, exhale, bend your elbow open. Yeah. Side to side motion is what you currently need. Stay here. Otherwise, you can do a little bit more of kind of like a half twist, half circle motion. Maybe lowering your arms. Maybe you can even bring your hand behind your head. So I really invite you to just kind of feel out what sort of motion that feels really nice and warming for you. And it could be, again, a completely different story on side two, and that's fine. Okay, and then when you're ready to pause, feel free to pause in the side bend, maybe top hand behind your head. Or if you're looking for a little bit more for your low back, leaning forward with shoulders down and extended spine will help open up a little bit more through the low back. This is also a really good time also to place a strap across the arch of your foot or a kitchen towel, something kind of holds you steady. Yeah. Modifications generally doesn't make things easier per se. It just makes things feel a little bit better. Yeah. Anything that will make you be able to breathe a little easier. That's always a good option. And then long inhale as you lift up. Your left knee is going to be kind of pointing at a diagonal. Walk your hands over towards the left knee. And this time, just open up through the right low back. Right hip, if it lifts up, absolutely fine. Okay. If it lowers down to the ground, great. It just all kind of depends on how tense your low back is right now. And then slowly here, you'll walk up and then come into a little twist. Left hand behind you, right hand onto your knee. Inhale, lift. Exhale, gently twist. Yeah. So as you're twisting, if your right hip lifts off the floor a little bit, that's absolutely fine. Again, as I mentioned before, it kind of depends on how tense your low back is feeling currently. Sometimes just lifting your hips up might release some tension through the low back. If you want a little bit more of the neck, look over your right shoulder and draw your left shoulder back so you have more opening into the left side of your neck. Okay, and then slowly as you come back center, left elbow over your right, give yourselves a big hug or come into full Garudasana and just move a little bit side to side, maybe into big circles. Yeah. Okay, and then slowly come right back up, unravel your arms really briefly. Bring your fingertips behind you, lift your chest, exhale, release your head back, take a deep inhale, and a deep exhale all the way out. Lifting yourselves right back up, bring your left leg out and your right leg in. So inhale, same thing, you're gonna reach up, exhale, side bend here. And again, do whatever variation that you like. Maybe it's out to the side, reaching out. Maybe it's half circle. Maybe it's a little bit more shoulder opener by bringing your hand behind you, or a little bit of a twist too. So just give yourselves a few moments at whatever pace that feels good too. And then whenever you want to pause, feel free to stay in this side bend or turn towards the outstretched shin and then hinge forward. Okay. It's about 2 more breaths all the way in and then all the way out. All right, and then just as slowly as you come right back up, walk your hands over towards the right knee and then pause here. So again, this doesn't have to be deep. A little goes a long way with this particular position to have this sense of extension. Then slowly as you come right back up, left hand onto your right knee, left hand or right hand behind you, gentle twist. And again, if you want a little more opening of your neck, look over your left shoulder. And slowly as you come back center, right elbow over your left, either give yourselves a big hug or come into full Garudasana. Wherever you are, just continue to move here. Maybe it's an up and down, a cat-cow-like motion, it's a sideways motion, circular. And slowly as you come right back up, release your arms, bring it right behind you, lift your chest, exhale, release your head back. Take one more deep inhale and deep exhale out. Okay, and then just as slowly as you come right back up, come onto your hands and knees. So you cross your ankles or over your shins. If you need extra padding for your knee, again, the blanket can serve as extra padding. Over there for a moment. Wrists underneath the shoulders, knees underneath your hips. Again, your classic cat-cow. Hopefully, there's a little more ease in the movement here. And then slowly as you come right back center, maybe your right leg extends straight back, dig the ball of your foot back and forward. Okay. And then slowly lift your leg up, exhale, pull your knee in towards your chest. Inhale, re-extend, exhale, pull it in. Those of you wanting a little bit more, opposite arm reaches, exhale, pull in, inhale, reach, exhale, pull in. One more time. This next time you can stay right here. Yeah, abs in. Otherwise, a little bit more classic is just curling your right heel to your seat. Maybe left hand takes hold of your foot. Kick the foot into the hand. Yeah. Otherwise, just stay right here. As you exhale, bring both hands down, and you're going to bring your right leg straight out to the side. Eventually, we'll come into Pardasana. So right big toe in line with the left. And then now from here, just move a little bit side to side. You're shifting your hips side to side. You might feel a little bit of creakiness here. You might hear a little bit of your joints, talking to you. And then as you come back center, left hand underneath your face, right arm reaches, and just pause here into a little bit of a twisty side bend. Exhale, release. I think I did this last week. So same thing, you're going to open up into the inner thigh a little bit more deeply. Walk your hands forward, flex your right foot, and then shift your right hip back so slightly until you're feeling this opening right into the inner thigh. You can come onto your forearms if you want. Those of you who want something deeper, you can bring your forearms onto a block or a stack of books. So let's go for one more breath here. Okay, and then slowly turn your right toes forward again. So right big toe in line with the left. You're going to walk your fingertips back towards you. Inhale, lift up into Pardasana, gate pose. Exhale, side bend over towards the outstretched right leg. Inhale, you're going to come right back out. Yeah, arms out. Exhale, side bend. Inhale, lift. Exhale, side bend. Inhale, lift. Now from here, you're working into the obliques a little bit more. As you exhale, tap your left fingertips down, and then inhale, lift it right back up. Yeah, so as you exhale, tap, don't be afraid to really press down into the outer edge of your right foot and then lift. Yeah, so your outer hip also helps you out right here. And then this next time, as you exhale, bring your left hand underneath your shoulder as your right arm reaches up overhead. If you're planning to lift your outstretched leg, walk your fingertips forward a little bit, because what happens is there's a little bit of a shift that happens, and you want to stack up your joints as much as you can. Yeah, so you can stay here. Otherwise, draw your top arm up overhead as you lower your right leg. Inhale, reach out. Exhale, tap. Inhale, reach. Exhale, tap. You can continue with this movement. Otherwise, like what we did on hands and knees, option is curling your heel to your seat. Top hand takes hold of the top foot. Press your foot back and open here. Yeah. So this is on kind of a balancing position. So you've got tons of variation. Pick the one that feels the best to you. Yeah. And then if you do have hold of that foot, gently release, bring both hands right back down, walk your hands right back center, and draw your right knee in And this next time, your left leg, this time it's going to extend, and we're going to do that same sequence again. So draw your back toes on the floor, draw your heel back and forward. And then slowly, as you come back center, you can lift your leg up. Option 1, exhale, just pull your knee in and then re-extend. Exhale, pull in, re-extend. So keeping the core engaged here. Option 2, if you want more of the balance, reach opposite arm, pull. Opposite arm and knee in towards each other and then away. Try not to lift your arm and leg too high here, because you're going for steady, right? And then option to just hold it here. Again, a little bit core strength here. Otherwise, curl your heel in towards your seat, maybe opposite hand reaches for opposite foot, and then press back. When you're ready, bring both hands down and just bring your left leg straight out to the side. Left big toe in line with the right knee. Shift your hips side to side. And as you come back center, right hand underneath your face, left arm stretches up overhead, and you can bring the top arm back a little bit. So it's, again, that little spiral right into the spine. Your whole torso, actually, even. And as you exhale, release right back down. Flex your left foot upwards, walk fingertips forward, and slide your hips back a little bit. Just to the point where you feel this opening into your inner thigh. You'll feel it in different areas as well too, kind of depending on where your tightness resides. So again, if you want to deepen it, you can come onto your forearms. You can place a block right underneath your forearms if you want. And then just slowly coming right back up. Bring your left toes in line with the right knee. And I'll demonstrate this way. Walk your hands back, long inhale lifts you up. Okay, first one, 3 times towards the outstretched leg. Inhale, you're gonna come right back up. Exhale towards the outstretched leg. Yeah, inhale, come right back up. Perfect. Okay, and you can continue here. Otherwise, on this next exhale, bring your right hand, tap it down to the floor, press down into the outer edge of your left foot, inhale, lift. Yeah, a little bit stronger through the sides of your core. Okay, and you can again continue here. You can always do side to side if that feels a little bit better. Otherwise, bring your right hand down, reach your top arm up, and pause here. That's a little narrow for me. If you were planning on lifting your top leg, walk your right fingertips forward so you're shifting forward a little. Lift your top leg up and then lower as you reach your left arm up. Lift your left leg as your left hand reaches towards your left toes. Lower away. Inhale, lift. Lower away. Okay, and then you can continue here. Or if you want to pause, curl your heel to your seat, top hand takes to the top foot, press your foot back and open here. Yeah, so a little bit more challenging. It's a little bit more bouncy. Again, if you have injuries on the side, just be aware and kind of play around that and away from it. And then as you exhale, release your right back down. Bring your hands right back center. Set your knees down. And this time, just pause in child's pose. Toes together, knees apart. reaching your fingertips forward. But if your shoulders are feeling a little bit tender, bring your hands right by your sides. Yeah, so whatever child's pose feels to you here. Gently reach your fingertips forward. If not already, inhale, lift, tuck your toes, and lift your hips up and back into your down dog and start to treat out your heels, shake out your head. So any little variation that feels the best to you. Yeah, exactly. Some of you, I like leaning forward and coming into plank, exhale back into child's, or back into down dog. Feel free to do that. Maybe it's just walking your dog one heel up and down. Yeah, main thing here is as long as you're breathing, we're good. Yeah. And then bend your knees, look up in between the hands, and gently begin to step or hop your way to the very top of the mat. Feet hip width and parallel, hands above or below the knees. Inhale halfway. Exhale, forward fold. Long inhale lifts you all the way up. And take hold of your right wrist, lengthen, side bend over towards the left. Yeah. Inhale, you're going to come right back up. Take hold of your other wrist, side bend over towards the right. Good, and then inhale, you're going to come right back up. Maybe making a fist, place your fists on your sacrum, elbows in, inhale, lift, and then gently release your head back. Bring your elbows, hold in. So again, if there's any closeness that happen in your chest, just take time to kind of bloom out your heart here. Long inhale lifts you right back up. Inhale, roll shoulders up. Exhale, roll them right back. Okay, so yeah, from here, let's step your feet out wide. So a little bit wider. Again, doing that little speed skater here. So hands behind you. So all 10 toes are facing forward. You're going to hinge your upper body forward as you simply bend your right knee. And then inhale, you're going to come right back up. Hinge your upper body forward as you bend your left knee. And then come right back up. So again, working into the inner thighs as well as strengthening into your outer thighs. There should be a little easier sense of ease now, because I think the stuff on the ground should have warmed you up a little bit. Good. And then slowly inhale, you're going to come right back up. Reach your arms all the way up overhead. Exhale, side bend over towards the right this time. And then inhale, you're going to come right back up. Exhale, side bend over towards the left. And then inhale, come right back up. And then just continue to go side to side. Your hips are remaining pretty level. Good. And then once you've leaned to the left, let that be your last one. You're going to come right back up. Hands on your hips. Draw your heels and toes out. As you exhale, bend your knees. Your knees are going to come right above your ankle. And then inhale, straighten right back up. And then exhale, rebend. So think of your inner thighs kind of spiraling back towards your pinky toe sides of your feet. Yeah. So it's just spinning. Exhale. So you are going to strengthen just a little bit more. As you exhale now, just pause right here in hands right above your knees, and you can just move a little bit side to side. Those of you with longer legs, you might need to walk your feet a little bit wider. Yeah. So as you exhale, drop your right shoulder towards your inner left knee. Keep your knee drawn back. Inhale, come right back center, and then exhale, switch. And then continue to go side to side. Yeah, but just make sure that your knees don't pull inwards. Your knees are constantly drawing back. Okay, and then slowly as you come back center, lift all the way right back up. Inhale, roll shoulders up, and exhale, roll back. Now coming into warrior two. So we're taking all of those elements together. So let's step your right foot forward, left foot straight back. Okay, back foot to a 45-degree angle, more or less. Bend through the front knee. Again, that sense of spiraling your inner thigh still there. Reach your arms out. Okay, and then from here, straighten your front leg as your arms lift. Exhale, rebend. Just be sure that you're not leaning forward as you rebend. You're just rebending your front knee. You're just reaching your arms out. Good. Okay, one more time. Inhale. And then as you exhale, now you're going to lean forward. Top arm reaching up, leg is pretty still and steady. And then exhale, switch. Yeah, and then just continue to go side to side using your upper body here. Again, your legs are anchored down. And your arm variation, whatever that works for you. And then this next time, inhale as you come up into your warrior two. Once again, bring your left ear next to left shoulder, left hand cradles the left side of your head, right arm starts to circle, maybe go back and forth, maybe re-deepen the bend in your front knee. Good. Okay, and then just as slowly, you'll come right back up, interlace your hands, draw the knuckles down, line across collarbones. Right, and then slowly, we'll come into Ardha Chandrasana. Yeah, so using the strength of your inner thighs. So option one, if you're familiar with it, feel free to go towards the wall and take the bounce out completely and just explore the opening of your hips and your shoulders. Two, if you're familiar with staying in the center of the room, great, go into that. Just please make sure to keep your front leg quite steady, which is why I was doing a ton of inner thigh work. Yeah. So, and three, I'm gonna explain three a little bit more. So if you're familiar with your pose variation of it, go ahead and go into it. Another variation too, if you're not comfortable with the shoulders and opening up the shoulders, is you can take hold of the block or onto a furniture, bring your hands down, lift your leg up, and then just work with spinning your top hip open. Yeah, so it's almost kind of like a little twisty version of warrior three. Okay, so it's always another option too, because that's still quite balancing, that's still quite strong. But whatever option that you choose, try to find this sense of strength right into your bottom leg. If you wobble, that's absolutely fine. Yeah, nice, Mary. Yeah, and for in the center of the room, just remember, bring your hand down. I do recommend something underneath your palm and then opening here. So again, as I mentioned before, it's shoulder, hip, and a balance, which is why it's quite challenging. And sometimes you might need to come in and out of it a few times. Completely fine. Yeah, nice, Lisa. Good, you got it, Dawn, that's it. And then long inhale, lift you right back up. And just shake out your legs, step both feet, hip width unparalleled, just kind of shake it out. And then we'll switch over to the other side. So we won't go into the balance pose quite yet. We'll prepare like we did on side one. You're going to go down into your left foot, step back with your right. Yeah, bend through the front knee, shoulders and hips, right, stacked right on top of one another. Reach your arms out. Yeah, really ground down into your front foot. Yeah, because we're working the strength here. So inhale, you're going to reach your arms up, straighten your front leg, exhale, rebend. So nice and easy, lift up and down. Yeah, make sure that you're not using this part of the shoulders. Maybe even use a little bit more of the back muscles. Yeah, the bigger muscles. Good. And then slowly as you exhale, now lean forward and back. Inhale, lean forward, top arm reaches. Exhale, reverse. Inhale, come forward. Exhale, reverse. Again, that sense of ease of breath. Because the effort is there, and effort comes easier than ease. Okay. And then once you're here, come back into warrior two. Right ear next to right shoulder, right hand cradles the right side of your head, left arm starts a circle, maybe it goes up and down. Okay, and then just as slowly, it will come right back up. Interlace your hands behind you, draw the knuckles back, wind across your collarbones, and then just pause right here. Be careful that you're not tucking under here. Try to keep your spine and your hips pretty neutral, because otherwise the hip flexors might start talking to you. And slowly release right here. And then now again, you can have your butt all the way against the wall. Otherwise, reaching forward, walking in, dropping down this way. Or if you don't really want to do too much with the shoulders here, bringing your hands onto the furniture or onto the block, lift your leg and then turn it open. Flex your foot. I do recommend not lifting your top leg any higher than hip height. Around hip height will keep you a little more steady. Yeah. So think of your quads and quads just really engaging. Hamstrings are the one that's probably lengthening a little bit here. Right. And then, yeah, thanks. Whenever you're ready, slowly coming right back center, feet hip width and parallel. This time, take hold of opposite elbows and just swing a little bit side to side. It is released, looking towards your shins. And then long inhale, sweeps your arms out and up, all the way overhead. Palms come together, trace the midline. Yeah, and then coming into maybe one flow here. So inhale, reach your arms out and up, or just step back and zip up. Knees are soft, exhale, hinge. Hands above or below the knees, inhale halfway. Exhale, forward fold. Either step back into down dog, or those of you who like to flow, feel free to come forward, set your knees down, elbows in, lift up. Low, medium, or high cobra. Yeah. And then exhale, release. When you're ready, slide back into your down dog and just straight out heels, shake out your head, fingertips spread wide. Take one more deep inhale, one more deep exhale out. Okay, and then set your knees down onto the floor. Inhale, chin up, chest up. Exhale, open up right in between the shoulder blades. This time, bring your spine back neutral. Reach your right arm all the way up overhead. And then exhale, bring your right arm behind your left. Set the wrist, shoulder inside the head down to the ground. You can keep your palm next to your face or reach it towards the top of the mat or bring it into a little half bind. And then slide your right palm next to your face. Reach your left arm, or left palm next to your face. Reach your right arm up. And then exhale, settle right back down and switch arms. Left arm reaches up. And then exhale, bring it behind your right. Set the wrist, shoulder, and side of the head down onto the floor. You can keep your palm next to your face or extend it towards the top of the mat into a bind. But try to keep your hips right above your knees. And then slide your right palm next to your face. Reach your left arm all the way up. Exhale, release right back down. And then coming into extended puppy pose. So hips stay right above your knees. Walk your fingertips forward. Forehead or chin and chest onto the ground and reach all the way out. So ideally you want your elbows to come off the floor. because it is a hybrid between child's pose and down dog. And when you're ready, as you exhale, slide your hips all the way towards your heels and pause here. You can rest your elbows down onto the floor once you are back in child's pose and relax here. And then slowly as you roll up, make your way onto your backs and just hug your knees to your chest. So coming into a child's pose on your back and just move a little bit side to side. One hand on each knee, and you can start to circle both knees together. This will release through the low back, your sacrum. Or if you want a little bit more with your hips, you can start to circle your knees here, or circle your legs. So doing a little bit of TikTok. Bring your legs into tabletop, hands right by your side, palm faces down. Keep your shoulder blades down to the floor as you bring your legs side to side. Those of you who want a little bit more, you can extend your legs all the way up and then continue to go side to side. And then slowly as you come right back center, set your feet right back down onto the floor. And a few bridge flows here. So inhale, lift your hips, lift your arms all the way up overhead. And then as you exhale, lower right back down, hands and hips simultaneously left and ground. And continue to reach up and down. And you can continue with this flow. Otherwise, if you prefer to stay in bridge pose, feel free to stay in it. Lift your hips, knees are level. You can press your triceps down to the floor or clasp your hands. Either way, though, walk your shoulder blades just a little bit closer because you don't want to rely solely on your glutes. You want to have the sense of firmness through the feet, firmness right into the shoulder blades. Good, and then slowly as you release right back down, keep your hips and feet down. And then when you're ready, bring your knees in, move them a little bit side to side, and maybe come into happy baby here. So hands to the instep or the outside of your feet, or hands right underneath your knees, or you can just hug your knees to your chest. And if there's any other pose that you want to come into before going into Shavasana, now is your chance. Otherwise, just slide into your Shavasana, legs up the wall, legs up the furniture, great option. Sometimes legs up the wall, there's tingliness that tends to happen. So having your feet over a bed, over a couch is a nice option as well. Having a rolled up blanket, a rolled up pillow under your knees, also another solid option. So once you're back on the ground with your eyes closed, take those belly breaths again. Continuing to have this sense of expansion and sense of ease into the breath. Your eyes closed. Start to wiggle toes and fingers. One more deep inhale. And a deep exhale. Reach your arms all the way up overhead. Slowly, as you bring your knees in towards your chest, just move a little bit side to side. And come into a fetal position on one side. Press down into the ground and you'll slowly lift right back up into a seat, your Sukhasana easy pose. So adding any little movements, maybe this is another little sitting cat-cow. Maybe it's just moving your head a little bit side to side. Now when you're ready, reach your arms out and up all the way overhead. Palms come together and trace. Take a deep inhale. A deep exhale out. Namaste. Thank you